Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions about what goes into my green smoothie and what are my favorite superfoods. So I thought that I would take it upon myself to show you my stash. This is my superfood pantry. Now I'll just go ahead and start. On the top left we have my capsule machine. I like to compound my own diatomaceous earth twice a year for parasite cleanses. Right next to that is Oxy Powder and Pura Cleanse. These are two completely different kinds of colon cleansers, but they are by far the two best I've ever tried, and I've tried them all. MSM, this is really good for muscles and joints. Vitamin D3 and vitamin C 500. I'm not big on vitamins, you guys, because I just kind of feel like they're fragmented pieces of nutrition created by men in labs, and I don't really believe in that. But I do use vitamin D because this time of year you do fall low. Most people in North America do, and it's hard for us sometimes to get out in the sun when you live in colder climates, so I make an exception there. And the vitamin C, my husband likes to chew on those. Now the Bach flower remedy here in the center, if you don't know anything about Bach, and that's spelled B-A-C-H, do your research on them. Bach flower remedies or flower essences, they are wonderful. Now behind Bach, that is my Marcus Irish Sea Moss. That is a product that I use in my vegan desserts. It gives like a nice congealed gelatin sort of texture. And right next to that is Sun Food Superfoods. These are rice bran solubles, also known as tocotrienols. These are non-GMO verified. These are loaded with vitamin E and antioxidants and B vitamins, some trace minerals. I like to put that in my smoothies. But everything in the mason jars here, these are all in alphabetical order. I'll start from left to right. Acai powder, bee pollen, carob, cacao nibs. We have behind here some vegan chocolate chips, cocoa powder, coconut. And what I like to use my coconut for is when I was a little girl, my mom used to take me to Dairy Queen and get a tropical blizzard, and I actually make a really nice vegan version of this now, and I love it, and that's what I use the coconut for. Coconut sugar, this is a staple in my pantry. I use this for all kinds of things. It has a nice caramelly flavor when added to smoothie bowls and things like that. Goji berries, these are a power superfood. They're amazing. I like to eat about a handful of those once every day or every other day. They're great in smoothies even. Just have to blend them up really good. And here, this is the most important thing that I use, the greens. I pretty much, since I don't take multivitamins, I consider chlorella and spirulina my multivitamin. That's what I like to do. I like to just make sure I do greens every day, because that's really where your lifeblood is. And this one here is Vitamineral Green. You can Google that. They have a really good powder. But behind it though, this is my absolute favorite right now. This is from Judy Marie's Miracles of Health, Pura Green. It has absolutely no aftertaste whatsoever. You can't taste it at all. It tastes like nothing, but it's so loaded with all kinds of good things for you. So this is my favorite one. This is the same maker as the Pura Cleanse, the colon powder. So usually when I buy from her, I buy these two products at the same time. Very important. And then my husband is a beekeeper, and though I am mostly raw vegan, I still eat a warm meal in the evening when I'm not fasting. But I know how our bees are treated, so I make an exception there. And with this particular batch, the bees swarmed away and they left behind all these gallons and gallons of honey. So that's where this batch came from. It's really delicious. I like to put this in my herbal teas. Here I have maca and mesquite. And if you don't know what these are, you guys, Google them. This is some really good food. I mean, you just can't get any better than this. Here we have some dried mulberries. These are delicious on top of banana ice cream and for smoothie bowls. My kids and I like to eat them right out of the jar. Now, nutritional yeast. This is a staple. I would not have a pantry without this. This is like a shot of vitamin B12. It also adds cheesy flavors to your soups and your kale chips, and it thickens things up and makes it taste hearty and warm. It's just a wonderful product. I love it. I only use Bragg's though, and I may make another video on just vitamin B12 and nutritional yeast alone, but Bragg's, I exclusively use that brand. pomegranate powder. This has a beautiful pink color to it. It's great in smoothie bowls. It's great in smoothies. It's really nutritious. Raisins. Every mom has raisins in her pantry. But vanilla powder, pure vanilla extract, vanilla cream, stevia. I have a vanilla fetish, you guys, so I usually use some kind of vanilla in my smoothie every day. I also have the stevia clear, and this is great if you just want something sweet but you don't want the vanilla flavor to it. And then down here, this is where it gets kind of interesting. I have my raw vegan coconut wraps, and I like to use these when I'm not fasting to make my own burritos and sandwiches. And then I love sushi, so here's my organic nori wraps, and I buy these in the 50 full sheet package at a time. You can get a good deal on these on, I think it was Amazon. But right here we have 5 different varieties of seaweed, and I get my seaweed from the the Seaweed Man. That's who he is. And his seaweed is nice and clean. You don't have to worry about, you know, any of that Fukushima mess. But here I have them in alphabetical order. This is Alaria, this is Digitata, Dulce, Kelp, and then I have a seafood, or sea soup mix rather. And this is, you can make soups with it. It's really good. And then, oh, and if you're wondering why I do that, the seaweed is really good for absorbing radiation, and it has a lot of minerals in it that are unique to seaweed that we don't get in other foods. So that's why I'm doing that. I've had my fair share of CT scans and imaging lately, and it's just really great for absorbing the radiation. Now, I buy my dates in 5 pounds at a time, and I get them from medjoldates.com. I pretty much exclusively just buy from them now because I love the quality of their dates. They're just so plump and juicy, and they're just the best dates I've ever had. And I get the organic jumbo variety. So then I'm getting a question about where do I get my protein, and I'm sure I'll do a completely separate video on that subject entirely. But this is right now where I'm getting it from. It's Marcus Wild Force Super Plant Protein. And as you can see, there's a durian on the front of it. There's pine nuts. It's a very unusual protein and different kinds of ingredients in here. And that's what I love about this one. It is green, so if that bothers you, you could try Sun Warrior or a different, I think Health Force Nutritionals makes a really good one. Don't quote me on that. But here's the smoothie of the day. This has blueberries and greens and bananas and strawberries and dates. And there's all kinds of good things in here. I also like to add oils. As you can see, folks, I'm getting more than 6 cups every day, so that's quite a bit. I'd say there's probably maybe 4 or 500 calories in here, so that's really, really good nutrition. And I'll show you, I keep all of my nuts and oils in my refrigerator because they have fats in them. You don't want to. Okay, so here's my chia seeds. I have a nice collection in here. I have hemp seeds, flaxseed meal. I like to put that in the kids' pancakes in the morning. I have flax seeds are way back in there, sunflower seeds. I have Brazil nuts, almonds. Let's see, organic cucumber. Now I've even got some walnuts back in there, sesame seeds, and pumpkin seeds. Yeah, so I have a nice collection, and here's some flax oil. I put this in almost every day. I either use flax oil, and I like this Flora brand or Omega brand. Also hemp oil, and another one that I like is Udo's 369. So, but anyway, you guys, that's pretty much it for today. And if you have any questions about my smoothie, please feel free to ask me or make comments below. I really, really love to do this for you guys, and if I just want to know what you would like to see so that I can keep posting videos. And I hope everyone's having a great day. God bless you, and I'll check in tomorrow for day 9.